Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm moving to Hawaii, moving to Oahu with Derek Okahashi. Okay guys, so today we're gonna go around Kaka'ako. Kaka'ako is about 10 blocks or so of Honolulu. In this video, it's a little bit of a different thing. We're talking about, city living. Kaka'ako is like the new, trendy, urban part of Honolulu where the ocean meets the city, tourist life, good food, local professional life. It's really condo living in this area, right? You're not really living in single family homes around here. We're gonna show you some of the buildings to live in around here. All the other videos we've done so far, Kaneohe, Kailua, Hawaii Kai, Waianae, Ewa Beach, Mililani. These are all kind of suburbs, kind of outskirts of the city. This is the first time we're diving into the city. We're actually going to show Waikiki, MOANA, Ward. We're going to reference that. We're going to do more videos on that later. But today, focusing on Kaka'ako. If you stay tuned to the end, I'm also going to show you a childhood spot. Every local person, every local family has gone to this spot and enjoyed Kaka'ako before it is what it is now. So we're going to explain to you what Kaka'ako was when we were kids, and we're going to show you what Kaka'ako is now. Some of the old with the new. Make sure that you leave comments, hit the like button, let us know that you're out there. Let's take a look at Kaka'ako. When we were kids, Kaka'ako wasn't this trendy place with salt at Kaka'ako and these really cool condos. That didn't exist. Kaka'ako is this part. You go get food and you bring a plate lunch over here and eat and look at the ocean. You slide down the hills on pieces of cardboard. Maybe you go body surf over there at Point Panic. That's what Kaka'ako was when we were kids. But this spot is actually a perfect spot for you to get oriented about where we are on the island. Behind me is Diamond Head. Waikiki, you see the Ilikai and Sheraton. So you go from Waikiki, you start transitioning into MOANA, and then Ward, and then Kaka'ako over here. So behind me here is Kaka'ako. That's what you're gonna see in this video, like all the street art, cool restaurants and buildings and all of that stuff. So all of that's right here. And then you can actually see Aloha Tower over there. So that tower sticking up, that's where all the boats used to come in back in the days when air travel didn't exist or maybe wasn't as common. My dad used to jump in the ocean over there and get coins when the tourists were throwing it off the ships and stuff. In front of Aloha Tower, there's Chinatown over there, the financial district. Nighttime, it becomes a different thing. And then when you go past there, you see the big pink building up on the hill, that's Tripler. That big hill over there, that's Red Hill. So AMR military housing's right around there. You go past that, there's the stadium, Aiea, Pro City. You can check out our Pro City video. And you can split off to Mililani, Ewa Beach, Makakilo, Kapolei, Waianae's on the other side of those mountains. So this is just a cool spot for you to get oriented. You're gonna see a lot of street art on the buildings at this point. This kind of reminds me of in Oakland, California. The area I was trying to think of is called Uptown. Same kind of thing, like there's a mix of industrial stuff and really like a downtown city area. Cool street art. Is that a transformer? Kendra's teasing me. I said, is this a transformer? I don't know what this thing is. But do you guys know what this thing is? He knew. I had no idea. 2 points for you if you know what it is. Looks like a transformer to me. Hawaiian word for the day, guys. Check it out. That's coral. Just kidding, just kidding. Hawaiian word right there. That word is POHUKAINA. I don't know what POHUKAINA means, but that's the word of the day. So when you're in Kaka'ako and you're telling people, oh, I'm on Cook and POHUKAINA, or I'm on whatever street in POHUKAINA, you pronounce it POHUKAINA. Let's go check out Kaka'ako. You can see the smiley face and rainbow and Mickey hand and stuff. Kaka'ako is like the new trendy, hipster kind of area, and so there's a lot of cool graffiti. We were gonna shoot town today, the city or downtown Honolulu. This whole area is so huge that we decided to stick to Kaka'ako. We'll be shooting other parts of downtown in segments. UH Medical School is right here. Kaka'ako is a mix, right, of industry, commercial, oceanfront industry. So as we come up on the left here, there's the cruise ship terminal. The cruise ship terminal is right in front of us. A lot of people work around here. Kaka'ako is kind of sandwiched in between what we would consider downtown. In San Francisco, like when I lived there, they called that the FIDI, the financial district. And so a little bit more Ewa, more west of Kaka'ako, you get into downtown Honolulu. On the east side of Kaka'ako, or Diamond Head side, local people would say, is where you start to get into MOANA. Oh, Teslas. Forgot to back up a little because big trucks come around this corner. Once you get past Kaka'ako, you feel like you're MOANA, right? Yeah. And MOANA Beach Park is right there. You know what? When we were kids, people didn't always refer to Kaka'ako as much as the way they do now. After the last housing event and financial event economic event. Coming out of that, they really rejuvenated Kaka'ako. There's new buildings, cool restaurants, graffiti, a young professional scene, things of that nature. To our right here, that's called Restaurant Row. Inside of Restaurant Row, there's a lot of medical building, plastic surgery places, there's an outpatient surgery place, some places to eat. On the Eva side of it, there's Punch Bowl Street coming down from Queens Hospital. Up Punch Bowl, you have the main like court system, state buildings, city and county buildings, Iolani Palace, the only actually royal palace in America. A friend of mine, Tyler, was like, bro, I'm gonna get married at Iolani Palace. And I was like, really, why? He's like 40,000 or something. I was like, you crazy, you should buy a house, buy a rental. He's like, bro, it's the only actual palace in America. He didn't end up doing it. He got a yacht, but in Miami, but that's what he was gonna do. A lot of military, so a lot of my Coast Guard people. District is here, U.S. Customs, Department of Homeland Security, headquarters type stuff. So if you're in the United States Coast Guard Prevention Department, so vessel inspections, facilities, all of that, there's Pier 4 right there. Unfortunately, you can't park right here, or it comes at a heavy cost if you do. If you're stationed at the federal building with the Department of Homeland Security or Coast Guard, or at Pier 4, parking is just gonna kind of suck here, guys. It is what it is. I have some tricks. So if someone knows they're gonna be working in the evening around the federal building or Coast Guard area around here. Star of Honolulu is just a tourist cruise ship there. There's some restaurants in here, Hooters, stuff like that. Aloha Tower is the place where the ships would pull in, in the 40s and 50s, and even prior to that. My dad actually used to dive for coins. So the local kids would go swimming and tourists would throw money, they catch it. But now it's Hawaii Pacific University. So if your kids are going to be going to HPU, Hawaii Pacific University's campus is split between here and Restaurant Row, actually. So there are a lot of dorms for the kids here. So you always see them walking down the street. I'm saying the kids, college. How old are we now? The kids. I feel like I was just in college. Uncle Derek. So you hear people refer to like town. They mean town as a whole is kind of from here all the way towards Waikiki, and then towards the mountains. That's town. But when you say downtown, it's really all of this stuff in here. I know a few attorneys that work in buildings over here, several financial advisors, things of that nature. All of that stuff is in here. In the nighttime, how do I navigate this? It's a different place in the evening, in the nighttime, late at night. Google Hotel Street, Honolulu. Hotel Street, nighttime, Honolulu, or something like that. And it'll probably be telling of what I'm trying to refer to. Because it's a city and not a suburb, I feel more inclined to speak freely without these ethics regulations and whatnot. But people still live around here, so I gotta be careful. All joking aside, like with anything, in the evenings in a city, there's different pockets and you gotta know how to navigate it and where is safe and where's not as safe. Different levels of crime, prostitution, and things like that. It's a different place at night than when all the professionals, all the attorneys and financial advisors are there during the day, right? South Street, this is really where like Kaka'ako is starting. This is the heart of Kaka'ako. Like when I think Kaka'ako, I'm thinking of this salt area, and then I'm thinking of the other buildings around here. So when we're talking about real estate, we're talking about condo buildings in Kaka'ako. 801 South, Symphony, One Waterfront, Hokua. Ward is its own thing to local people, but until you're that localized, you might just think that you're heading towards MOANA. You start to see the marina on the right. There's a few marinas as you get to MOANA, KEAUHOU Basin, the Waikiki Yacht Club. But I'm gonna turn left on Ward. This is really the Kaka'ako cutoff, and then head back into the inner part of Kaka'ako, and we'll be looking at some of the industrial areas, the cool graffiti.
Let's call it street art.
Street art's a cooler way to say it. I guess I'm back to the Uncle Derek thing. As with the trendy young professional vibe that Kaka'ako has, there's a few co-op, co-working, shared office spaces. The one back there is called box jelly. Box jelly, like box jellyfish. Sandbox is another one. On the left here, we have the UFC gym. When we were younger, this was a nightclub. This was called Pipeline Cafe, and you could get in when you were 18 and over instead of 21 and over. So it was like the spot. Spent a lot of nights there before I grew up a little, I think everyone of our generation did. Did you ever go?
I got kicked out.
You got kicked out? I think probably like in Brooklyn, New York, probably has a similar vibe to this too, right? Trendy restaurants and street art, rejuvenating old with new and all that. Down to Earth, organic natural grocer, another notable mention. H Mart, which is a Korean cool grocery store, really popular. The people I know that live in Kaka'ako, H Mart has like a cult following. Oh, me with my Hawaii people would say, hey, you're driving like you're from the mainland. So here on our left is KEAUHOU Lane. This is a popular place for apartments and condos. You're 1 block from Salt. Earl, right? Is it? Earl is, I haven't actually eaten it. I keep hearing about it. So on the right here, we have the Collection. That's another condo building. Obviously a stone's throw across the street to Salt, which is the heart of Kaka'ako. And this is another popular Kaka'ako living selection. You can see the difference, you know, just being around this area, you can see the stark difference between this and the other stuff we've shot. Everything else we've shot's been more suburban. Eva Beach, Mililani, Kapolei, obviously. See, Hawaii Kai starts to lend itself to this a little more, but a little more resort-y than urban-y, you know, if that makes sense. Kailua, Kaneohe, whole different thing, you know, beautiful eastern Oahu suburbs, but definitely not Kaka'ako. You know what? We always get our token shaka. I got a token peace sign. We're in Kaka'ako. Oh, we scored some parking. For the most part, there are parking meters around this area. Hawaii's parking costs are very fair compared to like when I was in San Francisco. In San Francisco, at peak lunchtime, I remember I met a friend and it was like $20 per half hour. I'll go on a little rant here. Hawaii, even in Kaka'ako, like in our trendy downtown condo building, young professional, you know, in this kind of area, we still somehow maintain a little bit of a small town vibe. The Hawaii trend is to keep that old Hawaii plantation vibe, even in this area. And I know that that's a little far-fetched or extrapolated from the cost of parking. When you're paying $20 per half hour in San Francisco and people are grinding and they'll literally run you over to get a spot versus here where, you know, someone would probably still say, oh, no, you were there first, you park, you know, no worries. Oh, it's coin only. A quarter is 10 minutes. I thought a quarter was half hour, you know. Last I remember, 25 cents would get you a lot longer than 10 minutes, but you know, that's how cool Kaka'ako is now. Still not like San Francisco. I usually just park in the structure. There's ample parking in the structure on the other side of the building. It's still not that bad for a cool city, right? They just lifted the mask mandate. So if you're outdoors, you do not have to have a mask. Check the city and county website and make sure. Keep in mind just in case. But you can see a mixture of people wearing a mask, not wearing a mask. I think that comes with Hawaii culture. Having the strong influence from the East, people are more communal, more cooperative. You see people not wearing it, you see people wearing it. It is what it is, to each their own, right? So this is really what Kaka'ako is about. You have cool street art all around, cool food, avocado toast if you want it, trendy coffee, juice bar, Filipino food, hot dogs, the boiling crab, vein, Moku kitchen right here. Young, beautiful people, older, beautiful people, professionals, new, trendy, upbeat, mixed with, you know, they call that construction style up there, they call it board and batten. So you have like the flat wall and then the pieces of wood. So a little bit of plantation vibe mixed in, like in our Kapolei video. We went by Kalapa Vai Market, has that same kind of look. Yeah, this is Kaka'ako, let's take a look around. To my left over here, there's an event space, so a big open space under the roof. When they have the street art event, so the Powwow Hawaii, where all the artists come and do all of this stuff, this is their main setup. They all post up here, and then you'll see their vehicles and their scaffolding and all up and down these streets. One guy had a Maserati, and it had like different kind of like palm leaves on it. There's something that most people wouldn't do to a Maserati, right? If I were in my 20s and single, this might be the place to be, you know? But you can find me in the suburbs of Mililani instead. There's no shortage of places to work out around here. There's the UFC gym, which we drove by. There's a CrossFit spot. Core Power Yoga is a cool spot. Kind of a workout mixed with hot yoga and stuff. I mean, it's Hawaii. Go jogging along the ocean and go for a swim. Is this Lanikai juice? Yeah, Lanikai juice. Was thinking about getting Lanikai juice, but you can see it's a popular spot, so we're not gonna stop there. With any city, the parking market is competitive, right? Maybe more competitive than the buyer's market in real estate right now. This building right across from Salt, I forget what the building's called. It used to be that place after 5 p.m., the secure, or 5:30 or something, security guards stop checking parking tickets. So no one's at the booth, you just hit the button and leave. So if you know you're gonna be here and it's late enough, or if you work around here or whatnot, that's a parking option for free if you're gonna be leaving late. Don't tell them I told you. So for me, this is the best Hawaiian food on the island, Highway Inn. The original Highway Inn is in Waipahu, and we went there on our video, 3 neighborhoods that start with W. The Highway Inn here in Kaka'ako, being Kaka'ako, they have some items that the old Highway Inn doesn't have. So I think they have like poke nachos or like this certain kind of fish tacos, a little more trendy items, Hawaiian fusion type of stuff. At this one that the Waipahu location doesn't have. You guys wanna be in our YouTube video?
Yeah, sure.
Are you guys from here?
No, we're from Texas.
From Texas. It's the best Hawaiian food.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, so side note, hopefully you can see in the wide angle lens that we have, you can see the mountains and see the passing showers. In Hawaii, we don't use umbrellas because it usually just isn't that bad. Usually it's just sprinkles, enough to create a rainbow. You go about your day. That stuff might pass over here. There's nothing to really get too panicked about. In the winter, when it's raining for days on end, that does happen. But these summer showers, you just get a little wet and keep going.
How's it, bro?
Hey, how's it? Hey, I got the how's it brada from Uncle. I was gonna wear like a collared shirt and be in the, you know, more of the Kaka'ako trend, but it's hot today. I'm glad I did it. All right, I'll throw on the mask. We just finished eating. We ate Filipino food. Here I am trying to be healthier. I should have went next door and got a salad. That was heavy. We're heading a few blocks into SYMPHONY, Honolulu. SYMPHONY is a building that is one that you hear a lot with clients that want to live in a condo in town, Kaka'ako. Technically, it's still Kaka'ako as far as the real estate zoning is concerned. Some people would argue that it's not because it's, you know, a little more Mauka, a little more towards town. Inland, away from salt. It is definitely feeling like summer. The car's thermometer says it's 86 degrees. Again, you might be in the southeast watching this or in Arizona or something and think that's not that hot. Well, Hawaii people are a species that can't handle too much of a temperature shift. So we're gonna turn onto Kapiolani Boulevard, and this would, apparently people drive fast here. This would really be kind of, in my mind, Kapiolani Boulevard is where Kaka'ako is kind of ending, you know. We talked about, you know, Ward Avenue being sort of the end, but also Kapiolani Boulevard going north is kind of the end of Kaka'ako in my eyes. As far as the real estate zoning is concerned, they still call SYMPHONY Kaka'ako. So SYMPHONY is this building here where you'll see Audi of Honolulu, Jaguar, Lamborghini, Porsche. I've always wanted to do a video actually with me in front of Porsche and saying like, I just sold a house. Guess what I'm gonna do? And then like pan over to Jack in the Box. Like, go get two tacos. Are you crazy? All right, guys. So we just passed by the KEAUHOU building. It's just a noteworthy building because it's the yellow one in town. Like people are, oh, the yellow building, you know, down the street from the yellow building. One of the girls who I was in the Coast Guard Reserve with, she was like, I hate that building. It looks so 70s. It's so dumb. I hate it. I'm interested in what you guys think. Put it in the comments. You know, do you like that building? Do you agree with her? It doesn't fit in Honolulu. You know, is it a cool building? I don't know. I don't mind it. Yellow is bright and happy, right? It definitely stands out. Definitely, that's kind of a landmark these days.
It's mostly not in yellow.
Yeah, it's mostly not even yellow, right? And we are heading right back onto MOANA Boulevard. When does it transition from Nimitz to MOANA Boulevard? Aloha Tower. Zippy's Nimitz, right? Yeah, that's probably where I have to look that up. Never thought about it. When you live here, you grew up here, you just say, oh, MOANA Boulevard or Nimitz, but I never really thought about where it changes, because if you stay on this road, it becomes Nimitz. We'll do another video where we actually plan with some friends who are residents or something like that to get in these actual buildings. Unless you are a resident, they didn't want us to go in. So we'll also be putting up some images and, you know, some basic footage of the buildings so you get a vibe for, you know, what living around here, you know, is really like. That was another video with Derek Okahashi. Moving to Hawaii, moving to Oahu. Today we did Kaka'ako, cool trendy downtown area. It was just a quick one. Let us know if you liked it. Let us know in the comment if you're looking to move to Kaka'ako or the Windward side or Mililani, what you want to see next. Make sure to reach out on DerekOkahashi.com. We have a contact form there. We're starting to get a lot of reach outs. Reaching out through the website via the contact form is one of the best ways for me to document the reach out and keep in touch with you. A lot of people are reaching out through Instagram. If you just want to get to know me or whatnot, Instagram is one of my most active things. I definitely keep my stories up to date, multiple stories every day, so we can keep in touch that way as well. So the likes, the subscribes, the comments, they let us know that you're watching. They incentivize us to keep going. Put a lot of effort in the videos. We love doing it. We love doing it for you. We love doing it for you. Let us know that you're watching. Let us know you're out there. Thank you guys. Until the next one. Look at this. Hawaii Keiki jumping off the rocks here. The boat, the ocean. There's Ever Beach, Makakilo. It's beautiful. Move to Hawaii.